Good evening, Cecil TV. I'm your political commentator, Grant Handley. Welcome to the show. We are continuing with our Democracy 2026 segment, and we're interviewing an exciting guest today, Krystal Gorman. Krystal, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Krystal is running for District 3 County Council, and as a Democrat, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. Well, Krystal, before we really jump into your campaign here, just kind of give us a rundown about yourself and who are you and what should the voters know?
Okay, so I'm a Philly transplant. So I grew up in Philadelphia. I moved to Cecil County about 5 years ago, 3rd District, been there this whole time. I have a background in art. I went to the University of Arts in Philadelphia, and I am also a caregiver. So a lot of my roots and the reason why I'm running is because I'm a caregiver.
Oh, great, great. We'll definitely jump into that. Did you move during the pandemic?
No, just after.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fun time to
it was just after.
Yeah. Great. Well, welcome to the county. Do you have any experience in the public sector or private sector when it comes to your background?
Not really. So right now I am actually on the board of directors for the Cecil County Arts Council. Mm-hmm. So I'm involved with that, but everything else is more just.
How long have you been involved with the Arts Council?
It's coming on a year now that I've been on the board of directors.
Great.
Yeah.
What type of role do you have there?
So I'm the treasurer.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a stressful.
Like we all get together, but then the numbers.
Okay, great. Well, looking at your campaign sign, literally what it says on there is local first. Can you explain what that means to you? So
for me, it's putting the locals first. So putting the people who live in Cecil County above the corporations and people coming in. It's important that the locals have a voice and that they're taken care of before these larger corporations. Yeah. That is the main thing. The people. Mm-hmm. Well, as we were browsing your website, another platform you had is bringing better paying jobs to our county. Can you expand on what that means exactly to you? To me, it's what it is. Right. A lot of companies, especially in Elkton, for example, a lot of the jobs are paying minimum wage. Manager jobs paying maybe $17 an hour to be on call basically 24/7. And that is not keeping our residents working in the community. So they're going out to Delaware to work, not putting the money back into our economy. And I want to try to work with more trade schools to try to bring more local jobs in, encourage small businesses, local businesses, try to find grants for them to bring in more people, offer better pay, put the company's responsibility up to make them pay their workers a livable wage, which right now it is not. Yeah. Like to live in Elkton, it's around $40,000 to $47,000 for a single person. And that's not going to cut it with the wages that they're offering. So what I've seen, personally speaking as a resident, is one of the county's pathways to these high-paying jobs is these bigger corporations coming in, these bigger firms. So, but we also talk about local first and putting the locality over these corporations. How the challenge to me is how do you see yourself balancing, in a sense, you need large entities for these high-paying jobs that you desire, but you also want to try to protect the locale. How do you kind of envision that struggle? That's a very good question. Yeah. That's still something I'm working on because there's so many things I want to address that's going on in Cecil County. One is the larger corporations, they have the opportunity to pay more, but they also have a high turnaround. And that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all if they're bringing people in and leaving them, bringing more people in. Yeah, it's a revolving door of employment is what you're saying is part of the problem. Yeah. Okay. And trying to find incentives for the companies to keep their current employees and make the current employees want to stay. Right. And how we do that, we'll find out. Right. More research is needed. But that is something you're passionate about. Yes. Okay. Yes. We were talking about this too. The cost of living is too high. Looking at your campaign website today, actually, you had said you're going to really try to take a microscope on county fees, any sort of county level fee that the council would kind of help have jurisdiction over. Do you feel, on the top of your head, is there a
a fee or a charge at the county level that you do feel is too high, or I didn't know if you had anything specific.
Nothing specific
Right.
at the moment. It's one of those things you have to do a deep dive and see exactly where that money is going and if it's beneficial to the community or not.
Right, right. Well, I really want to touch on, you had introduced yourself as a caregiver, and you said that was a big motivation of why you're running. Could you just kind of expand upon that, and what does that mean?
So I've worked in home care and hospice, and throughout my time growing up, I've always tried to take care of people. I've always offered a helping hand. That's how I grew up. So I bring that over to now my political stance of I want to help.
Right.
I want to help the community in any way that I can. I saw this as the perfect opportunity to help represent the underserved and overlooked, which is a huge thing going on right now. And like Michelle was saying before, there needs to be proper representation of the whole county and not just a small portion.
Right.
So I want to try to help. Great.
Krystal, how do you differ from your opponent, the incumbent in District 3? You know, what makes you stand out compared to your political opponent?
Different perspective, different life experience. Growing up we have like similar backgrounds in faith, but I grew up in the city.
Right.
I've been around all different walks of life, and it's all about getting the different perspective. That's my main thing.
It's interesting because in a lot of these interviews, a lot of people will come and a common thing that they'll say is, you know, I've lived in Cecil County for X amount of years. You know, I've grown up in Cecil County, generations in Cecil County. You're coming in as a transplant.
Yeah.
You're saying, and you feel that not being necessarily raised in Cecil County, coming in from somewhere else is an asset, is a strength that you have compared to a lot of people here.
Yeah, someone who has lived here their whole life is comfortable with it. You know, it's something that they're used to. Me coming in from like a larger city, being around different people, I can point out and figure out like what is not necessarily working,
right,
and how it can be improved upon.
Right. My final question for you is, where did you get those heart-shaped glasses? And where can I get them?
I got them from VooGlam before they got very expensive.
Cool. Are they prescription or are they
Yes,
stock?
they are.
Oh, okay,
they're
cool.
prescription,
Nice.
100%. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have anything else you want to share to the voters of Cecil County, or anything else that maybe you felt that we haven't touched on that is important to you?
Just how important it is to just go out and vote. Vote for who you think will represent you the best, and that's the most important thing, is just go out and actually vote.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Krystal, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really
Thank
appreciate it. To our viewers, you know, keep watching Cecil TV. We're rolling out a lot of political candidate interviews as the filing deadline is just passed, and have a great night.